So welcome back to my session, students. So in this session we will be learning about dam construction. So myself Sushmita, assistant professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. So on completing this particular topic, you will be able to explain what is dam construction, explain watershed transform, and explain the uses of internal and external markers. So first let's see an basic introduction about dam construction. So it will be based upon binary morphological dilation. So here we are using an algorithm, that is it is obtained in the by following the steps. So first step is we have to set the pixel value with minimum gray level, that is 1, and other values as 0. So in the second step, what we have to do is we have to flood the 3D topography from below, and the pixels will be covered by rising water as ones and others will be zeros. So you can see in the next slide, I am taking my regional minima as M1 and M2, that is set of coordinate points along these two regions, and the sets of coordinates of points in the catchment basins that are associated with M1, M2 at stage n-1 of the flooding, that is catchment basins up to the flooding level, that is C of n-1, and union of Cn-1, that is M1, and Cn-1, that is M2. Okay, so this is the union of minimum regional M1 and minima region M2. So we are checking the union, that is the third step. So now after this we are going to construct the dam. Okay, so at flooding step n-1, there are two connected components, that is at step n it will be having one connected component. Okay, so by seeing this we can indicate that there is an water between the two catchment basin that has to be merged at the flooding step. So what we have to do, we have to use a component to denote the single connected component, that is I am going to use Q to denote the single connected components. Okay, so the steps are, we are going to repeatedly dilate Cn-1 of M1 and Cn-1 of M2 by 3 cross 3 structuring elements. Okay, so we are going to do that, and then we are going to constrain to Q, that is center of structuring element cannot go beyond Q during the construction. Okay, so now we are going to construct the dam by the points on which the dilation would cause the sets being dilated to merge, and then resulting one pixel that is connected by thick path, and next is setting the gray level at each points to be greater than the maximum gray value level that is present within the particular image. So that is usually we have to give it as max plus 1. So next thing is watershed transform. We are going to denote M1, M2 and MR as a set of coordinates. Okay, so in the regional minima of an gradient image G of x comma y, and also we are going to denote C of Mi, that is the coordinate with the point that has the regional minimum Mi, and also we are going to denote the minimum and maximum gray levels of G of x comma y as minimum and maximum, and then we are going to denote a T of n as set of coordinates as s comma t, for which G of s comma t is less than n, and then flood the topography in integer flood increases by n is equal to minimum plus 1 and n is equal to maximum plus 1. So at each flooding, this particular topography is viewed as the binary image that are present within the image. Okay, so next thing is we are going to denote the set of coordinates that are present within the point in the catchment basin. Okay, so that is Cn of Mi is equal to C of Mi intersection T of n and C of n Mi, which is subset belongs to Tn, denoting C of n as the union of the flooded catchment basin portions at stage n. Okay, so these are the basic steps that has to be followed. After this, we are going for initialization. So in this step, what we have to do is, let C of minimum plus 1 is equal to T of minimum plus 1. So what we have to do at each step, we have to assume that C of n minus 1 is being constructed. So the main goal is to obtain C of n from C of n minus 1. So we are going for following that particular thing by this particular equation. Okay, so now we can see an example so that we will be getting some clear cut understanding. So watershed transform of binary image. So in A I am taking an original image, in B I am taking as an negative of that particular original image, that is image A. C distance transform of B, that is the negative image is distance transform, and D is watershed transform of distance transform of a binary image is defined by the distance from every pixel to the nearest non-zero pixel values. Okay, so this is how I am defining my values. You can see in the example. So there is a clear difference between the input image in the first one and the output image in the last one. Okay, so this is the second example. In the A, that is the original image. So B, we are calculating the gradient of an image, and C, the watershed lines obtained from the image B over segmentation. Okay, so that is I am going to find out the connected region that has one local minimum in the corresponding gradient image, and D, it will be showing the watershed lines obtained from the smoothened image B. Okay, so this is the 4 steps, that is the A, B, C, D, which is mentioned in the right side. Okay, so next thing is use of markers. As I told you, we will be having 2 different types of markers. One is internal marker and next one is external marker. In internal marker, they are used to limit the number of regions by specifying the objects of interest. That is, we have to go for calculating the seeds in region. What is seed in a region? We will be just choosing the seed points that are present within the particular region, and we will be developing or growing that image from that particular chosen seed points. So that is acting as a seed to develop a new image or a region of within an image. Okay, so this can be done either automatically or manually. So these regions without markers are not allowed to be merged, that is no dam is to be built. Okay, so whenever it needs to be merged, we can just go for merging that. That is called as internal markers. So moving on to the next, external markers. So external markers are those we are confident to belong to the background, and watershed lines are typical external markers and they belong to the same region, that is same backgrounds. Okay, so these are the major difference between internal markers and. So these are a few examples of MATLAB. You can see that image of watershed transform resulting using following commands. L is equal to watershed of G. So these are simple MATLAB programs that can be used for calculating the internal marker as well as the external marker. So image C will be showing the regional minima, and image D shows the internal markers, and image E shows the external markers, and image F shows the modified gradient obtained from internal as well as external markers, and G is the final segmentation result. Alright, so this is one good example by executing MATLAB. So students, now it's up to you. This is a quiz question that is based upon dam construction. So image segmentation is based on option A morphology, option B set theory, option C extraction, option D recognition. So hope you all understood this and had an useful session. Thanks for watching this video.